Let us commence forth. Resume game. Mambo. Number 5. Alrighty. DNM. Do nothing Monday. Except it's a Saturday. Alright. In my dream, I'm staring at the moon. I can't remember where I am, or why I'm looking up at it. Maybe I looked up into the night sky, not wanting to see anything, and the moon happened to be there. My back creaks. Coursing through my veins is an image of the coldness. A solitary darkness that makes me dizzy. A radiant moon that sickens my heart. Strangely, the overwhelming coldness feels more like a sense of nostalgia. Shiki-sama. I can hear Hisui's voice mingling with the morning light. Shiki-sama, it's time. Please wake up. Her inflectionless voice awakens me. As soon as I wake up, terrible things enter my vision. I get a headache like I was just shot in the head. Ugh! I almost lose my just awakened consciousness. Before I fade away completely, I grab my glasses. Shiki-sama? Are you not feeling well? No, I'm just a little tired from yesterday. I'll be alright, so don't worry. Lightly shaking my head, I clear my head of what I was seeing. It seems that not being able to find Arcueid last night has cast a dark shadow in my heart. Good morning, Hisui. Thanks for coming to wake me up as always. Sitting up in bed, I do my best to smile naturally. No, this is my duty. There's no need for you to thank me, Shiki-sama. Really, but I am grateful. You are infinitely better than an alarm clock. I stand up. It's not yet 7 o'clock. About 10 minutes earlier than I usually get up. Breakfast? I'll be there soon, so please go ahead of me. Yes, I will wait for you in the sitting room. Giving a bow, Hisui exits the room. Well then. I'm still feeling a little sluggish, but it's not so bad that I have to skip school. I'm sure after I eat breakfast, I'm sure after I eat the breakfast Kohaku-san prepared, I'll feel a lot better. As usual, Akiha is sitting on the sofa and Hisui is waiting by the wall. Good morning, Nisan. Did you sleep well last night? Good morning, Akiha. You're up early today, too. No, I'm like always. Nisan? She looks uneasy for some reason. Is there something on my face, Akiha? No, that isn't it. Nisan, are you really alright? You still do not look well, so if you are still sick, maybe it's better if you just rest today. No, I'm really okay. I'll be better sooner or later, so please don't look so worried. Okay. If you say so, Nisan, then I will not say anything. Why does this sound familiar? Wait, hold on. She goes quiet, still looking worried. It's quite rare for you to be convinced this quickly. It's not like you. Hey, I'm always sensible. I only warn you because you're the one with the problems. So please do not blame me for your imperfections. She glares at me. Ah, that's more like it. Hey, Hisui, doesn't it... Doesn't it not feel like morning unless Akiha gets harsh? It's because I suddenly called out to her, or because she doesn't know what else to say. Hisui neither confirms nor denies my statement. Because your choices are pushing Shiki's body? Wait. Okay. I'm a little worried. See? Look. Look, Akiha. Hisui thinks so too. Don't be foolish. Hisui doesn't say anything because she's surprised. Wrinkling her forehead in a frown, Akiha glares again. Also, I've always wanted to say this, but you rely on Hisui too much. You don't take lessons or anything, so you can go to sleep early, right? But you always wake up late. Are you slacking off because Hisui does not say anything? What? You make it sound like I'm causing her trouble. Not like, you are causing her trouble. Hey, don't you think so, Hisui? Hisui still doesn't say anything, and stands there quietly. See? Hisui says she thinks so too. No way! She didn't say anything. Hisui is silent. Yeah, I've definitely read this before. So this is... wait a minute. Wait. Am I still on the bad end? Did I get that same bad end as before? Wait. No, I definitely read all of this already. Breakfast, I head back to the sitting room. Aki isn't there. Hisui's the only one standing. Yeah, this is the scene where she, like, chews me out for the first time, right? Or no, I think that was earlier. I'm trying to remember what I could have done differently in the previous chapter. Okay. I'm trying to remember what the choice is. Because the last choice that I did was when Arcueid ran away. And I could look for her in the city, look for her at her apartment, and I don't remember what the third... The third choice might have been to just go home, and I think that's maybe what I was supposed to do. No, the third choice was to go to the school! And I was like, well, there's no way I'm gonna do that, because fucking the bad guy's there. So what the fuck? Wait. Hold on. Yeah, this is the bad end. Fuck. What? God damn it! What the fuck? Okay. Find a dirty vampire and go to a dirty place. Hey, Toms, what's up? Okay. So I'm gonna have to load the previous save and just super fast forward. Or wait, no, I have to go all the way to... Oh, fuck. I have to go all the way to 3. Jesus Christ. Okay, next time we see DNM, we know we fucked up, I think. I think that's what that means. Jesus Christ. Okay. This game is hard! Suited truth. Go to the next choice. Oh my god. Jesus. I guess it gets harder as you go through. Yeah, that's what's... It doesn't let you save at choices. That's so insane. It's the most hardcore shit in this game. Like, like, damn. I guess it's not that inconvenient because you could just fast forward, but okay. So we do as Akiha says. Progress to the next choice. So, last time we went with Arcueid, was that wrong? Because there is another choice after this. Alright, all the way through the... Yeah, that's what I figured. I was racist last time, so... Alright, you know what? Let's actually save. So I don't have to fast forward through all that shit again. I don't know, I guess sitting through a romance movie is pushing my body pretty hard, I guess, if you think about it. Tell her about last night. Well, people got pissed off last time I didn't pick this, so let's just do this, I guess. It's only fair, right? I probably won't ever get a chance to talk with Arcueid in a fast food restaurant in the middle of the day like this again. So I'll ask not about vampires, but about something more ordinary. Then I'll ask you, Arcueid, could you tell me a little bit about your interests, your past, and your 3 sizes? You want to know about that? You sure ask strange things, Shiki. It's not strange. I don't know anything about you, so it's natural that I want to know about you. Ah, I feel the same way, perhaps. In that case, I don't mind. But interests in a past, I don't have any of those. I've also never measured myself, so I can't tell you my 3 sizes. I never recorded my age or my height like you guys do. What do you mean? You've never even wondered about yourself? No, it's not like that. But it wasn't anything I ever had as a priority. All I need is the ability to hunt dead apostles, vampires. But still, there were things that happened before you came to this city, right? I want to hear about those kinds of things. Before I came here? That would probably be about 8 years ago then. At the time, I wasn't in this country, but in some other country hunting a vampire. A vampire made its lair in a small French countryside village that became a ghost town. After 2 days, I found the enemy and dealt with the female dead apostle controlling the town. As if remembering something horrible, Arcueid closes her eyes and cuts off. 8 years ago? Then, up until now, what were you doing, Arcueid? What was I doing? I just went back to my castle and slept. My duty is to hunt dead apostles. I have no other meaning for existence, so until another dead apostle stands out, there's nothing to do but continue sleeping, right? What? Continue sleeping? Does she mean literally? No, in the first place. Wait a minute. A castle? You mean that castle? I'd have trouble believing it, but don't tell me your place is like that Cinderella's castle. Cinderella's castle? Arcueid tilts her head like she doesn't get it. No. It's not a really appropriate expression. I mean, you're, a princess? Yes, it seems that way. A long time ago, I was told not to cut my hair and scolded to act more like royalty. I'm speechless. Come to think of it, that Nervenska guy always called her princess. But still... A royal princess? I steal a glance at Arcueid. She's beautiful enough to take your breath away, but such a rambunctious person, a princess? She's not quite what comes to mind when I think of a princess. Well, at least you're as selfish as a princess. I give a deep sigh. Hey now! I only said it because you asked, so don't respond like that. Her Royal Highness glares at me. Arcueid doesn't seem to think of herself as a princess either, so I think it's just best to forget about this. Still angry, Arcueid resumes eating her hamburger. After she's finished and calmed down, we decide to go somewhere else. After eating, we do some window shopping on the main street and end up heading towards my school for some reason. Okay, we're back on the main path. Go through all this. Where she talks about the opposite of how Twitter works. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Play a game of blood-sucking chicken. Alright. Go to Arcueid's apartment. Look in the commercial district or the school. So initially, I was like, well, I don't want to go to the school because we know through the bad ending that that's where the bad guy's lair actually is. So if I go there at night, there's no way he's not there. So I thought, oh, if I go to the school, that's a bad ending. But I didn't consider that we're railroaded into a bad ending if we make too many choices that push Shiki's body. And I feel like both of these would push his body. So, at this point, I feel like I've got nothing to lose, right? What's dirty here? The commercial district? I thought Arcueid's apartment would have been the dirty one. School was right into the trap. Yeah, that's what I figured. I guess I'll go to the commercial district. I guess. I'll search the shopping district. Even though she was in so much pain, she's not the kind of person to rest because of it. She told me to go back. In other words, she was saying she won't be going back. I think she plans on finding the vampire by herself. Then, I'll go to the shopping district and find the vampire or the dead before she does. Arcueid can't find them, but I can spot the dead if I take off my glasses. All right. Taking off my glasses and grimacing from the slight headache, I run to the shopping district. Ugh. The pain races through my forehead. I'm not particularly concentrating on looking for lines, but it seems running through town without my glasses is a huge burden on my brain. Damn it! Still, I'm not finding anything. All the people walking through the shopping district have normal lines on them. I don't see anyone painted with the disjointed scribbles I saw before. I rub my temples with my fingers. As long as I have my glasses off, this headache will only get worse. But still, I can't give up this easily. Taking a deep breath, I start to run through the shopping district once more. I start to pant from exertion. The exhaustion from running, coupled with the pain in my head, makes me nauseous. No matter how many times I run around, I can't find any dead or anything out of the ordinary. Lifting up my hand to my forehead, I feel a feverish heat. It really does feel like I have a high fever. Damn it, I'm not done yet. I tell myself this as I start to run once more. And then... Not here, but somewhere farther away. In a narrow alley between two buildings, I can see something like sparks flying in the air. No, more accurately, it feels like the points of death are shooting forth and disappearing. There's no mistake. It's exactly the same as when Arcueid defeated the dead before. She, in that condition, is fighting by herself. Found her! Forgetting my pain and weariness, I dash toward the alley. The entrance to the alley. I run to the narrow path between the buildings. Death is flying through the air and fading away. How many is she fighting? There's an enormous amount of it. Gah! I can hardly bear it. As I run to the alley, my spine groans in protest. As if a saw was slowly but surely slicing through my spine. A pain works its way from inside me. My instincts scream at me. They say where I'm going is too dangerous and I have to go back. Shut up! But that goes without saying. The amount of death here isn't normal. Inside, I know something terrible is happening inside this alley. But I can't turn back now. I can't leave Arcueid alone. If I run away here, she might go off and die. I can't shake off that feeling, and I enter the alley filled with death. My mind freezes. What I see is surreal. Scattered all across the ground are the figures of numerous people. Faceless, limbless, their stomachs sliced open. The corpses bathed entirely in crimson. On the wall, the ground, even on the moon overhead. Everything here is just red. A dull, sickening sound. The last one, the last human shape full of lines expires from her hands. With a single hand, she smashes the head of the dead into the wall, squashing it like a tomato. As if not satisfied, she tears the headless body vertically in half and smashes it onto the ground. Arcueid? The world is only filled with red and the moonlight. In the center of it all stands Arcueid. She doesn't notice I'm here. She only looks up at the moon, in a trance and breathing heavily. I can't speak. The pain inside me reaches a feverish pitch. It seems like the saw has cut all the way through. Creak, creak. My entire mind is screaming. I shouldn't be here. I don't want to die, it shouts. Then, Arcueid's eyes suddenly shift. Oh, shit! Her eyes aren't her usual crimson, but a golden flare. It's not that our eyes have met. It's just that I looked at those eyes. Thump. My blood races through my entire body and my mind is jolted. At first, a sense of overwhelming crisis. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in front of that thing. It will kill you. You can't stand up to it. That creature is on an entirely different level. Not a matter of higher or lower, but something beyond evaluation. And you might want to go full screen. Uh-oh. Thank you for the warning. Before that thing, just being there means death. Thump. My entire body throbs. At first it was fear, then a desire to kill. Because that thing shouldn't exist. So kill it. Hurry up and kill it. Kill it here. Kill it now. In the name of this blood, take that thing here and destroy it. My heart pounds furiously. I know there's no way I can face it, but my entire body screams for me to kill it. What a contradiction. Is it telling me to kill it, even though I know it's going to kill me? Is it telling me I don't want to be killed, so kill instead? No, I'm not here. Those eyes. I must not look into those golden eyes. I know this, but I can't escape her eyes. Thump. Thump. My blood boils. The stimulating throb of my blood. But there's something else that tries to burst through my consciousness. Why do I want to kill? Are you going to kill before being killed because you don't want to die? No, that's not the reason. There's no need or a reason to kill. Be honest, Tohno. Already, from a long time ago, you wanted to take this woman and... Shut up! No, your reason and conscience should shut up. That's how it should be. Gotcha. I just want her. Alright. There it is. Okay. Gotcha. Loud and clear. Okay. I want Arcueid. Remember the feeling from that time. You knew the first time you saw her. Since that time you killed that creature with your hands and lost your virginity as a killer. Yes. I want all of it. Her heart, her body, her tears, her saliva, her blood, her flesh, sin and punishment, desire and impatience. My breathing is out of control. I can't get a grip on my mind. Her eyes are consuming me. Those swaying golden eyes. That is something that cannot be killed no matter how much I kill. Shiki? Arcueid realizes I'm here. As soon as she sees I'm fixated to her eyes, she changes them to their crimson color. But by now, it's far too late. I bring out my knife and push Arcueid down. Her powerless body is easy to push. I straddle her, one arm at her neck, the other arm holding the knife overhead. All that's left is to strike between her breasts. Calm down. This isn't what you want, Shiki. I can hear her voice. The core of my brain starts to overheat. Shut up! My arm tightens around her neck. She painfully lifts her chin. I can't believe it. With all of her strength, she can't even free this one arm right now. Shiki! Breathing painfully, Arcueid coughs out my name. Thump. My heart beats hard in my chest. I pant. And pant. My breathing is out of control. My vision is blurry and indistinct. There's fire inside of me. I have to release it right away. Panting, I slowly start to move. Okay. 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 Oh no. Jesus fuck. It's not even the art, it's the fucking, it's what the fucking writing is. Like, fuck. Jesus fuck. Jesus, why did they write so much? Like, imagine reading a review of a food by Gordon Ramsay. Okay. Goes back to SFW after the choice. So I can stop. Alright, cool. I didn't want to get a bad ending. Jesus fuck. Okay. I'm glad that you can say no. Jesus fuck. Okay. So are we good? Are we good? Are we okay? Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, if you want to see me read the actual stuff, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Holy shit. Oh, good grief. Okay. 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 I pull back from her body. The headache disappears, and my heart returns to normal. So, if anybody in the chat or watching the VOD later has no idea what the fuck is going on, so this game has some scenes that are certainly not safe for Twitch. So that's why I had to go full screen for a second. And during that full screen, Shiki gave into some carnal impulses and was about to do something that Arcueid did not want. And the game gave me a choice to either to listen to Arcueid and respect women, or to not do that. So I chose respect women, because we respect women on this Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/BerserkChip with 2 P's. I forgot the password to the previous account. That's why there's 2 P's in it. Respect women. Boy howdy. But that's what happened during the full screen section of this. Alright. The urges rampaging inside me have also disappeared, and I finally start to comprehend what I just did. What have I can't believe it. But the memory is all too clear. How I pushed her down. How I choked her and held my knife over her. And the disgraceful things I did afterwards. I don't know what to say. Arcueid adjusts her clothes and stands up. I don't know how to apologize. Just saying sorry. How can I make it up? How can that make it up? Arcueid, Don't worry about it. I'm the one who should apologize. What? She looks away uncomfortably. What are you saying? I was the one who did something wrong. If only I had been stronger, that never would have happened. No. I don't think it was something you could have resisted because you saw my mystic eyes. Mystic eyes? Like Nervinsker's eyes? Exactly. I wasn't sane earlier. I was so thirsty, I couldn't control myself. That's why I found some of the dead and tried to replace that urge with the urge to destroy to stave it off. Back then, I wasn't able to hold myself back. So that's why you saw my mystic eyes when you came. Certainly, I felt odd from the time I saw your golden eyes, but that's just that. With my own will. No, that's wrong. Shiki, my mystic eyes of enchantment completely captivate whoever looks upon them. I think that's why you started to feel all those sexual desires. That can't be right. Because even if she wasn't controlling me, I might still like her. Anyway, this was all because of my carelessness. I'm sorry, Shiki. I manipulated your body without any regards to your feelings. Her gaze shifts away as she says this. Being apologized to like this hurts my heart, because I didn't feel like I was manipulated at all. Rather, it seems like I used it to obey my own lust. Arcueid, Don't apologize. Shiki, this was all an accident. I'll forget about it, so please forget about it too. I think it's better for the both of us that way. Saying that, she starts to walk quietly. Arcueid! I think this is enough for tonight. I killed all these dead tonight, so it's probably useless to search any further. That's fine, but what do we do with that mountain of dead bodies? If someone finds it, there'll be trouble. There's no need to worry. Once something becomes a vampire and dies, it won't leave a trace. Those who refuse to return to the earth become ash and be scattered to the wind once they die. They will return and disperse on their own in a while. Without turning around, she disappears from the alley with weak steps. I can't stop her now. I still feel the sensation of Arcueid on both my hands. Idiot. What a stupid idiot I am. I groan to myself. In the alley which became a stage of tragedy, I look up at the moon in remorse. Vermilion Crimson Moon 2. Okay. I need a minute. No, it's DR. Shiki attack uncontrollably arc again. Like, oh my god. Like, anyway. How funny would it be if I still got the bad ending somehow? Like, cause like, let me get this straight. Walking to her apartment, finding out she's not there, and then walking back. That's considered pushing my body to the point of exhaustion. But all that shit? And taking the glasses off? Like, okay. It's morning. I open my eyes and put on the glasses near my bed. Looking out the window, I see a cloudless blue sky. Even though a flawless morning greets me, I can't help but feel down. There's no need to wonder why. What happened with Arcueid last night sticks in the back of my mind, and the accompanying guilt troubles me. She said we should just forget it, but I can't forget such a thing. I look at both my hands. Those fingers still remember how Arcueid felt. Even now, I remember the texture of her skin and her cool, gliding body temperature. I wasn't thinking at all back then, but I understand it all now. After doing such a thing, Arcueid said to forget and pretend like it never happened. But while I regret it totally, I can't even forget one little bit of it. What I regret is not being able to control myself back then. If I didn't touch her like some animal, if I touched her more like a human, how would things have... I knew it. I didn't lose myself by looking into her golden eyes. I didn't realize it, but I was caught up in her a long time ago. To realize such a simple thing just now. The morning in the Tohno mansion is the same as always. Hisui comes to wake me. Akiha and Kohaku-san are in the sitting room, and we greet each other, briefly before we go to school. The same as always. I go to the school. I see Seal-senpai. I ask her about the other night. She denies everything. Then I go to school, pass out, wake up, get killed. Same as always. Sorry. Yet I feel so empty. I can't even respond properly when people talk to me, and I leave the mansion vacantly. The students streaming through the gate are all bright and cheerful. Oh yeah, today's Saturday. My sense of time has totally disappeared since Arcueid came into my life. The first time I met her was on a Friday. A week ago in the morning, she was waiting for me at the intersection in front of the school. She was smiling, I think. Come to think of it, she was smiling. Even though she was waiting for the one who killed her, she was waiting for the killer, Tohno with excitement in her eyes. I wonder why. If she comes tonight, maybe I'll ask her. After thinking aloud, my spirits sink further. She probably won't come to the park. The feeling that last night was our final meeting turns over in my mind. My heart is heavy, and everything else simply feels empty. I may not ever see her again. The regret hangs around me like a leaden chain. I sit at my desk. It's about 5 minutes until homeroom starts. I stare outside blankly, not wanting to do anything. Yo, delinquent! You skipped class yesterday. What the heck were you doing, Tohno-kun? I let out a heavy sigh. Usually I would, but today, I don't feel like talking with Arihiko at all. What's with you? You don't look happy at all. You didn't come to school yesterday, now you come back an empty shell. If you're like that, school's no fun. Arihiko slumps his shoulders exaggeratedly. Arihiko, sorry, but can you leave me alone today? If I'm not here, I can always talk with Senpai. Actually, isn't that better for you? Huh? Senpai? I don't know any third-year students. What are you saying? Seal-senpai's in third year, not second. Well, sometimes you think she's younger, but senpai is a senpai after all. Shield-senpai? Who's that? Are there any foreign students at our school? He seriously tilts his head in thought. What are you saying? Senpai's Japanese. No. Wait. No one ever said she was Japanese. Well, no one said she was, but everyone called her Seal-senpai. That's what I'm saying. Who is this senpai? What's wrong, Tohno? Are you sick or something? I can't hear his banter. What? That's right. Why didn't I realize such an obvious inconsistency? Seal isn't a Japanese name at all. Even though I know her. I don't even know her full name. I don't even know what class she's in. To begin with, when I first met her, why did I feel like I knew her for a long time? My chair clatters as I quickly stand up. Huh? What's wrong, Tohno? You've been acting too funny. I'm going to the office. Sorry, but please say that I'm here during attendance. Turning away from Arihiko, whose head is still tilted in confusion, I dash out of the classroom. I investigate the third-year roster for the name Seal, but as expected, it isn't anywhere to be seen. To be sure, I ask the teachers in the office, but none of them remember Seal-senpai. The end of classes. Being a Saturday, right after homeroom, all my classes scatter and run out of the room. Classmates, sorry. Saturday's finally here, but I don't feel like doing anything. Feeling like the dead, I walk home by myself. Aw, come on, man. Can you get over your post-sexual assault blues? There's a mystery to be solved. Come on! Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Hisui greets me as I return. Even though she's waited all this time, I can't even return a greeting, and I go to my room. After dinner, I return to my room. It's close to the promised time with Arcueid. Shall I be going? I don't even know if she's coming. But still, I swore never to break a promise again, so I have to go. I arrive at the park shortly before 10. There's absolutely no one here. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock and wait for Arcueid to come. I mean, why is this a choice? What the fuck? Wait, what? Because, like, if I wait, even if she does show up and there's, like, a whole cutscene, is this considered, like, body exertion and I get D&M again? I hate this. I have to imagine you click wait, right? Like, why would you go back to the mansion now? It doesn't make any sense. It's now 11 o'clock. The park is completely still, as if entirely frozen. There's no fresh flow of air, nor the presence of anyone approaching. There's no sign of Arcueid coming. Time passes by, meaninglessly. I still wait, or return to... Ah, gotcha! It's like a... What do you call it? Immersion effect. Both hands on the clock approach the top of the dial. It's been 2 hours since I came here, yet there's no sign of Arcueid. I still wait. The clock's hands point to 12. It's 2 hours past the promised time. Phew. I slouch on the bench and sigh. She might not come after all. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't feel like going back. Yeah. I'll wait until the morning. Damn it. I lie on the bench in frustration. And then... Huh? Wait a minute. I think I saw a flash of white behind the rest area. Besides, it moves back as soon as I saw it. I stand up from the bench and stride towards the rest area. As if it knew it couldn't hide anymore, the white figure shows its face. Ha! You found me! Arcueid appears more cheerfully than ever. Arcueid, you... What? You really came! I blurt that out because I still can't believe it. Of course, we promised. I came about 10 minutes before you did. She looks the other way. 10 minutes before? But I came before 10 o'clock, and she came earlier. Why? If you were here before me, why didn't you tell me you were waiting here? I wanted to watch you while I was hiding. I see. Even though she doesn't act, Even though she doesn't act any different, she must be bothered by what happened last night. That's why she couldn't face me directly and was hiding. I'm sorry. That's right. It's not that simple. Yeah. You never even knew I was here. I was waiting for you to notice. I was planning on meeting in a different way this time, but you ruined it just by spacing out. Huh? Ruined what? Arcueid, you weren't hiding because you felt awkward? Why? I was a little bored, so I wanted to play around. She says it lightly, not even knowing an inkling of the frustration I felt. Play around with me? You... The joy I felt from meeting her fades away instantly. It's not a mood where I have to think about what I should do after seeing her. As usual, she's acting at her own pace, without even understanding how I feel. I fill my lungs with a deep breath of air. I'm less angry than surprised. Maybe I'm just relieved she's acting normally. Well, normal for her. As proof, it feels like my heart, laden with impurities, has just been cleansed anew. Man, you win. Really? I thought you were just zoned out. No, not about the hide-and-go-seek. Oh well, it's useless putting it into words. I'm glad you came. To be honest, I thought I'd never see you again. Huh? You thought so only after waiting 2 hours? That's not it. It's because of last night. I thought we would never meet again. That won't do, Shiki. I said to just forget about it. Arcueid says this weakly. Idiot. I'm such an idiot. I selfishly thought she was acting completely normal. But I was wrong. She was acting that way so I wouldn't feel bad. Sorry. I was an idiot. I don't have any right to yell at you anymore. I said it's okay. If anyone's to blame, it's me. So just forget about it. Isn't that better for the both of us? She tries to fool us both by speaking cheerfully. Fool us about last night. Fool us about how bothered she is. But telling me to forget with that expression. How can I forget? No. I wasn't apologizing for last night. I'm an idiot because I can't forget about something I should forget. Shiki, since this morning, all I thought about was you. All I could think about is how I should apologize to you, and what to say after I saw you. So I can't just forget about it now. Arcueid looks away. I can't look at her either. After sensing I said something I shouldn't have, I can't look into her eyes now. She doesn't respond. I can't either. And a long silence begins. I don't know how long the two of us stood there. Arcueid nods slightly. Yeah, to tell the truth, I couldn't forget about it either, Shiki. Arcueid blushes as she says this, with some difficulty. Arcueid. She looks cute doing that. As soon as I think that, Arcueid looks around her. I don't know when this happened, but we're surrounded by human shapes. What? I can't think since it was so sudden. We're surrounded. Get ready, Shiki. If you don't fight, you'll just die. Fight? Then they... If you take off your glasses, you'll get it, won't you? They are the dead, without even a finger's worth of normal blood. I quickly take out my knife and take off my glasses. Like she says, the 5 people surrounding us are just scribbled lines making a human shape. Why? You said you killed them all yesterday, Arcueid. Yes. These are the ones I destroyed yesterday. She narrows her eyes and glares down at them. They advance sluggishly. Then they were only pretending to be dead? Of course not. I'm not weakened enough to be fooled by such tricks. But the fact I made a mistake can't be excused. I didn't make sure they dissolved into ashes at the end. Shuffle. They close the circle around us. My fingers grasping my knife tremble a bit. To be blunt, there's no pressure coming from these dead. Compared to a monster like Nervinsker, they're practically nothing. But 5 of them. Can I fight this many dead? This many things who were once human? Shiki, if you hesitate, you'll die. They're no longer alive. Once they have their blood sucked by a vampire and become the dead, they can no longer return. They are just dolls used... They're just dolls used by the vampire. There's no sin in killing them. I hear her voice from behind me. It seems she moved to protect my vulnerable back. Wait! What do you mean? I mean there are many ways to magically control a dead body. It's easier to infuse a human corpse with magical energy than animals or intangible objects, so it's very convenient, unfortunately. I don't have time to go over the details. They're coming. I sense her moving away. At the same time, they attack. The shapes of death attack. They simply fly forward, arms outstretched. I take a huge leap to the side and evade their attack. Then, I sense something terrible behind me. You! I whirl around with all my strength. There, one of the dead is trying to punch me. The dead's body is almost devoid of places without lines, which lets me slice anywhere on its body. What's more, its movements are incredibly sluggish. Far easier than anything that came out of Nervinsker. The dead charge me. I can kill them with ease. Evading the swinging arm, I aim for the first one's unprotected lower left abdomen. In the line of blood vessels there. I stare at the heart called its point. Damn it! Thrash. The knife doesn't reach its target, only slicing through its unpraised arm. The one-armed dead doesn't even pause its attack. The other dead also comes in, showing no fear. The one-armed dead attacks. Right when I evade the dead, the other dead just jumps from behind. Ah! Grind. From behind, like a piggyback stance. The dead bites on my neck. Not to suck my blood or anything like that. Just like a beast trying to kill its prey by biting its neck off. Gah! Can a human mouth bite through a neck? The dead's mouth is shallow. It bites with its front teeth rather than its back. As a result, the dead's teeth actually break off. Even still, it tries to bite through my neck with its flat mouth. It doesn't really hurt. It's just disgusting. Ah! The one-armed dead walks toward me. I have to kill the dead behind me, or I'll die. The method is simple. As it tries to continue biting my neck, I can just slice my knife through its face. But that means I'm going to kill. I understand. They aren't human. They aren't even living. But I still feel it's wrong. How naive. Even if they are corpses. They have the shapes of humans, and they move like them. It still seems mistaken to kill them as another human being. Shiki! I hear Arcueid's voice as she deals with the other 3 dead. Without thinking, despite the one in front of me, I look over at her, and I see something terribly unbelievable. Arcueid is wounded. Even though they move sluggishly, it would only take her a second to kill, Arcueid is being pushed back by those dead. She breathes heavily. Her footwork is also unsteady, and she's having difficulty evading these attacks. Even I can evade. The dead rips into her arm. She counters. She tears the body in two from the head to its waist. Both halves crumble into the ground. At the same time, the other waiting shades of death pounce on her. Ah! With a crash, she lands on her knees. I can tell she's breathing wildly from this distance. There, the two dead attack. They kick her kneeling figure in the face and make her collapse on the ground. After that, they carry a dull, expressionless smile as they get on top of her. Stop! She lies there, arms spread out like a cross. Like when I did those disgraceful things to her last night. Stop it, you fucking bastards! Stab! I cut through the face of the one behind me, still trying to bite me. I pierced the lower right abdomen of the one in front of me, which had strangely paused. That's where its death is. Not even looking as if it crumbled. Not even looking at it. Not even looking at it as it crumbles away. I turn around and kill the faceless dead behind me. I run. The ones around her realize I'm coming and get up and attack. No problem. I slice through their points of death as they attack me. After it's all over, I start to catch my breath. The four figures crumble away into ash. The one Arcueid killed earlier makes 5. Killed. Without hesitating, I stopped them completely. I can't think clearly. Probably because regret and self-admonition are screaming at me. My panting fills the air, but it's still good. It's better than her getting hurt. For the first time, with my own free will, with the mind of Tohno, I use this power for someone else's sake. I keep panting. I can't seem to fully catch my breath. I can hear slight wheezing mixed with the wild breathing. Arcueid! Turning around, I see her full of pain and on her knees. Are you okay, Arcueid? I dash towards her. She's curled up as she breathes, like something who can do nothing else. What's wrong? You're covered in sweat. Did your wound open up? I kneel and try to look on her face. Shiki. However, she has a hand covering it. I can't see her face. All I can see is the bloodshot red eyes through her fingers. Her suffering isn't normal. The way she's breathing intermittently isn't natural. A hungry breath, bloodshot eyes, her waving hair. Chill. Sensing danger, I step back. Yet far faster than any movement is her teeth closing in to suck my blood. Arcueid's arms stretched out. Like that, she holds my body. My breath stops in my throat as I call her name. Her bloodshot eyes, her sharp teeth like a beast's. The overwhelming pressure that drains me of any will to resist. The thing with its teeth nearing my neck isn't the woman that I know. I can't do anything. I can't even lift a finger. I'm going to be eaten. This is what it means to be preyed upon. Her teeth push against my neck. The only thing filling my mind is fear. A shriek comes out. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. I almost think for an instant how pitiful it is for me to make such a sound. Maybe it was just my imagination, but it feels like she freezes in place. But before I can even confirm this, wham! A violent explosion erupts before me and Arcueid's body is smashed. I'm sorry. A violent explosion erupts before me, and Arcueid's body is smashed sideways. What? As if she was hit by a car, she was blown back several meters. But she gets up like it was nothing. Arcueid stands there, stunned. I can't even think what to do either. And there. You were going to suck his blood. A cold, scolding voice. That is your true nature, Arcueid Brunstead. The merciless voice towers from above. I look up at the moon. There stands the robed figure from that one night. Senpai? There's no mistake. No matter how I look at it, it's Seal Senpai. She doesn't even look at me, but she glares at Arcueid crouching far away. Even if you destroy your kin, you cannot change the fact that you're a vampire yourself. I don't know why you drew him in close to you, but didn't you think it would end this way? Her voice is completely different from normal. Neither strict nor kind. Her emotionless voice is horribly devoid of any humanity. Without making a sound, Senpai descends from the streetlight to the ground. Usually, it's nothing I mess with, but I will not overlook you trying to kill an ordinary person. It isn't part of the plan to fight you, but if there's a need, we can settle our score. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want anything to do with you. And... She looks at Senpai hatefully. I never intended to kill him. That does not sound convincing at all. It's not like you don't realize what you did earlier. And what kind of yell did he give out when he saw you? I don't care if you hate me. But you took your insanity and directed it at him. Shall we ask him how he felt? With a turn of her head, Senpai casts a glance at me for the first time. Arcueid averts her gaze painfully. Silence fills the park. A footstep. The robed senpai takes only one step towards me. Get back, vampire. You had no right to stay by his side from the beginning. What? That's not true. I don't know who senpai is, or what happened to Arcueid earlier, but I can at least declare this, because I myself want to be by her side. You're wrong! What's with you? Coming out of nowhere, wearing weird clothes, and speaking like you understand everything. Arcueid is definitely a vampire, but she hasn't drunk human blood even once. It was probably just a joke, and you don't have any right to... Please be quiet, Tohno-kun. She hasn't drank blood even once? Yes, certainly these past 800 years. There's no record of her having any victims. However... Just shut up! I don't care to listen to whatever strange story you have to say. Look, if you try to get in her way, I'll not forgive even you. After all, I'm helping her because I want to. It's none of your business to interfere. Tohno-kun, you... An inkling of emotion enters her voice. I understand. If you say so, then I won't say anything else. However... Senpai changes her gaze to Arcueid. Arcueid looks away, Not at me or Senpai. As he said, Arcueid Brunstood. Do you still intend to be by his side after this? Arcueid doesn't answer. She raises her head to look at me once, and then runs off into the night. Why are you leaving, Arcueid? I start to run after her, but my feet don't leave the ground. Senpai walks slowly over to me. I won't let you follow her. I can't let you be killed, Tohno-kun. In her hands are thin, rod-like blades. One of them stands by my feet, pinning my shadow to the ground. You cannot move until that is removed. No matter how hard you struggle, your shadow will struggle just as hard not to separate from you. Stop fooling around! I'll lose her! I grip the blade below me. But no matter what, I can't pull it out. I forgot to mention this, but I'm the only one who can remove it, so please give up. Saying that, she stops in front of me. I glare at her. She takes in my gaze, then sighs. Jeez, really? Why do you have to go overboard so much, Tohno-kun? Senpai? I know. I don't hate her myself, but this is for both of your sakes. I'll let you go soon, so please listen to what I have to say for a while. She looks up hesitantly. This is the leisurely senpai that I know from school. Is that why? Even though I still can't grasp the situation, I start to calm down. This is abrupt, so I'm prepared for you to hate me. But I have something I have to tell you. I'm very sorry for restraining you like this. Senpai bows her head. She's dressed strange, but senpai is still senpai. It's okay. I'm not angry, so please don't apologize. You've already helped me out once, senpai. And I want to ask you some things as well. That does help. But what would you like to ask me, Tohno-kun? Isn't it obvious? Just who are you, senpai? Dressed like that and smashing away Arcueid. And I'm the only one who remembers you at school. Senpai gives a sigh in response. Then let me ask, Tohno-kun, what do you think about me? I've only heard some things from Arcueid about the church and stuff. That's right. As you know, I'm an exorcist of the church. My specialty is hunting vampires. I can't answer anything else, but I think that's enough for you. Enough? Why would someone like you even come to my school? If you wanted to exterminate vampires, wouldn't you be searching the city like Arcueid? No, there was a reason for me coming to your school, Tohno-kun. Right. Since this overlaps with the talk I want to give, I'll ask the questions from now on. Tohno-kun, you seem to have teamed up with her, but do you know anything about what she's after? Yeah. Well, I heard she's the old type of vampire who drinks the blood of humans I heard he's the type of vampire who drinks the blood of humans to expand his territory. It seems you know about the two main classifications of vampires. Then I think you know about how he is imperfectly immortal. Yeah. About how he needs to drink blood to maintain his body. But on the other hand, as long as he can drink blood, he'll never age, right? Yes. But you can't say he's immortal in the end, can you? Besides, there are ones for whom drinking blood does not maintain their body fully, and there are some that are exterminated by us. You can't call something that can die like that immortal. Well, certainly, he's not immune to death. I don't know what Senpai's trying to get at here. Is this related to why you came to my school? Of course. Jeez, please wait until I'm finished. Okay, but if you could give me the short version, I'd appreciate it. Oh, really? If that's the case, then I'll explain as directly as I can. Senpai seems a little disappointed. Then, a simple explanation. Anyway, the immortality of the vampires, known as dead apostles, is very unstable. For them, it's merely a prologue... prolongation of their lifespans, as many times that of normal people. A question. Not only are their lifespans long, but they also have unnatural powers. Who's speaking? Fuck, is this Shiki? Is there any relation? Okay, that was Shiki, sorry, fuck. Not really. Their individual powers are things they had when they were human, strengthened over hundreds of years. Continuing their studies from their human lives gives them these extraordinary powers. The dead apostles have different goals. What they each decide to study is different. Because of that, there was one who seriously studied immortality. He became immortal, yet he still researched it? Yes. The instant the dead apostles become vampires, they assume they've reached the limit of immortality as humans. However, he felt it was just a degeneration. He did not want something so imperfect, and he wanted to come up with a more perfect immortality. Senpai seems to be more engaged. But, as long as something has shape, it cannot but perish. There isn't anything that can withstand the passage of time. Vampires merely have a resistance higher than that of humans. Anything living internalizes death the moment it's born. Even if in possession of a body which does not age, as long as it exists, it cannot escape death. To escape death is to die. This contradiction is a problem that cannot be solved. Yeah, everyone has death within them. If there's someone who doesn't, then that's probably something that never existed in the first place. Even Arcueid can die during the day. There can't be anything that cannot die in this world. That's the reason. But he concluded that if he could preserve his existence after death, then he would be immortal. It isn't in our doctrine, but that's what you'd call reincarnation. Even if you die, if you could preserve your sense of self and start over again as a new human, that would be eluding death. Well, when he isn't completely annihilated, he isn't dead, so it's actually not quite eluding death. Reincarnation? You mean if he dies, he'll start over as a baby? Yes. While he is alive, he chooses his next host, and when it is born, he transmits all the information of his self. His information stays deep within the baby until it matures, or until it gains its intelligence as its own. As soon as that baby has the intelligence to succeed his self, the baby becomes a new vampire that is him. Wait a minute. What's that? Don't tell me that he does surgery on it. Well, it's in the mother or something like that. No, it's not anything medical. Because the instant his body is destroyed, he reincarnates into the body he chose as his next body. I said all of his information earlier, but to use simpler terms, think of it as his soul. It wouldn't be quite correct to say his soul propagates through the air and takes over someone's body, but it's similar to an electromagnetic wave. In this case, the human brain is what does the transmitting and the receiving. His exceptional point is that he took his soul, which is incalculable, and something that disperses as soon as it leaves the envelope of the body, and processed it as something that could be transmitted. Sorry, Senpai. I can't see how this relates to you coming to my school. It is related. Because this reincarnating vampire is in your school, Tohno-kun. Huh? The vampire I'm pursuing and the vampire Arcueid is pursuing are the same. Although she's probably only referred to him as the enemy. I nod silently. Certainly she's only used the word enemy, but she never told me anything about him. Her duty is to kill vampires, but since he appeared, she only pursued him. He has reincarnated 17 times already. She has destroyed him every time. Every time? But even if he dies, he'll just be reborn, right? Isn't that pointless? Yes. He's killed by her, reincarnates each time, and is killed again by her. That cycle has repeated over and over. If Arcueid had the power to kill not the body, but the meaning, then this probably would not be happening. Senpai looks down a little, and it seems like she's gritting her teeth. I don't know why. However, it appears that Senpai is also has some grudge against the enemy, like Arcueid does. Senpai, what kind of vampire is he? He was originally a man, but that can change depending on his body he reincarnates into. The troublesome part of this dead apostle is that his reincarnations are hard to find. Because he's properly born as a human body and has parents, he transforms into a vampire only when he reaches the age where he can do everything at a satisfactory level. Until then, that human shows no hint of being a vampire. But once he awakens, he uses the relationships he gained until that time to blend perfectly into society. I heard that the church detects his presence, usually after a whole town is turned into the dead. Wait a minute. Well, then his new host, he would never realize he was a vampire until he awakens. Yes. But it isn't like two people sharing one body. The baby born as a human is still him. Depending on its environment, it's a good or bad person. But even that, the instant he awakens, goes away. To sum it up, once he dies, he's reborn into the next body, and once that body gains intelligence, it gains the previous life's self and becomes a vampire? What is it? Just hearing this, it's terribly scary. It's strange. I don't really understand it, but it's strange. Because what you call vampires, they don't just suddenly become vampires, right? So even if their old self awakens, wouldn't the body still remain human? No. Reincarnation isn't the transmitting of personality, it's the transmission of the soul. Once bitten by a true ancestor, not just the body, but the soul is forever soiled. He transmits all of his information, called his soul, into his next self. So when he awakens, the body becomes one of a vampire. But what? As you said, that is just too weak. So he selects his next host while he's alive. The family he's born into must meet two conditions. The first being one of wealth. Being born into a family of high social standing, property, and money makes it easier to make the whole town into vampires later on. And there's another requirement. This is the important one, but amongst normal people like us, there are also people that carry special powers. Not like magic, which is a mystic power that can be learned, but rather special abilities from birth. Such people are normally called demonic children, or psychics. These special abilities are genetic, so they're inherited, passed on by blood. He chooses those families that have something not human in their lineages. A family with wealth and influence and inhuman power. Those are the requirements for his host, Tohno Shiki-kun. there's still something weird. I think that story is weird. What's weird is that Senpai is telling me this story. His name. Yes? Did you say something? His name. You keep saying enemy and him, but how can I understand that? Can't you tell me his name? I yell at her, not even knowing why I'm angry. She doesn't look fluttered at all. She only looks at me sympathetically. No problem. Among the dead apostles, he's known as the Serpent of Akasha. This is due to the serpent being the symbol of infinity and cycles. Shedding its skin and gaining a new body, it was perfect for his name. On the other hand, he's recorded in the church as the Infinite Reincarnator. His human name is Michael Roa Valdemjong. He is also simply referred to as Roa. Never heard of it. Of course. It's not like I've ever met him. In short, you came to my school because you knew this Roa was there? Yes. It truly was a likely... Excuse me. It truly was a sketchy feeling, but I knew this reincarnation of Roa was there. I can sense Roa far better than Arcueid. That's why I came here much earlier than Arcueid, and already found out who this new host is. The voice stops for some reason. Senpai looks at me sympathetically like before. I explained this before, but Roa chooses fine lineages and excellent bodies for his next host. So, once you find out Roa is in this place, the answer comes naturally when you investigate the families which meet his criteria. In this area, there's only one old family that meets his criteria. I don't have to say any more. Do I, Tohno-shiki-kun? That's why. That's why I'm saying this conversation is weird. I'm the one laughing dryly. What are you saying, Senpai? That can't be. Senpai doesn't answer. Almost as if she's saying that I am this Roa's host. But there can be no doubt. The Tohno family has something different in its blood. It has power and a latent superhuman ability that Roa needs. The power you used to defeat the dead earlier wasn't human. So, this time's Roa's host is unmistakably Tohno-shiki. I don't understand. I don't understand a single thing she says. Why? Why can you be so certain, Senpai? What? Because I'm the one who decided all of this. She says something I can't understand once more. What? But it's different. You were the one killed, yet you were the one who survived. The one killed survived, and the one who killed is dead. I think all the mistakes began there. She says so as if she's on the verge. What? She says so as if she's on the verge mentally. Senpai pulls the sword from the ground at my feet. That's all I had to tell you. I'll leave the rest for you to decide, Tohno-kun. Leave it to me? But according to your story, To be honest, I don't know either. You're an incredibly ordinary person. Like a student you could find anywhere. My intuition has to be wrong. Because you are someone who shouldn't be in a world like mine. With a sad smile, Senpai leaps an incredible distance from me. As if trying to tell me she's someone else now. An unreachable, far distance. I still can't leave Arcueid alone. Unless I chase after her now, I feel like I'll never see her again. I guess she just jumped back. You're going after her, Tohno-kun? Senpai's voice returns to the way it was when she drove off Arcueid, an infectionless voice devoid of emotion. Yeah, because you're a person of the church. I know she's an enemy of yours. But a lot of things have happened, and I agreed to help her, so I have to look for her. I don't know what she'll do if I leave her by herself. Laughing as if it was a joke, I tell her later and turn around. Please wait. If you go after her, you'll only get killed. You must not see Arcueid Bernstead again. Only get killed? Well, you may not believe me, but she really doesn't suck blood. She's quite a good person, actually. I know. Certainly she hasn't drunk human blood. However, that's at an end. A true ancestor who gives in to the vampiric impulse once can only fall downward from there. My feet freeze in place. Senpai. True ancestor... vampiric impulse? What do you mean? I mean the desire to drink human blood. Tohno-kun. The vampires called dead apostles mostly became vampires after a vampire sucked their blood. To preserve their bodies, they need the blood of humans. In other words, they can't escape drinking blood if they want to live. But the ones that were vampires from the beginning are different. The dead apostles were originally humans like us, so maybe you can still call them human. However, if someone was born a vampire, can you call it human? What are you saying, Senpai? I'm asking you about Arcueid. This is about her. I won't let you say you never thought about it. If dead apostles become vampires from vampires, there has to be an origin, an existence that is a vampire from the beginning. These vampires that are a completely different species from us, we call the true ancestors. Those who don't need human blood and have special powers equivalent to, no, surpassing dead apostles. She's a member of the royal family of the true ancestors. Although they don't really have any rank structure, so saying royal isn't quite accurate. So what, Senpai? This conversation, this doesn't have anything to do with me. It does. These vampires known as the true ancestors have a deeper impulse to drink blood than the dead apostles. Her eyes are completely motionless. Like mirrors, they show my agitated face. Do you see, Tohno-kun? The true ancestors can live without human blood. However, maybe a mistake happened in their evolution, or maybe there's no such thing as a perfect existence, but anyway, there's a period when they desire the blood of humans. The instant a human has his blood drunk by them, he no longer remains human. True ancestors are on a scale different from humans as creatures. When the powerful life of a true ancestor touches the blood of a human, the sheer difference means a human cannot remain human after such contact. Like a small wave absorbed into a larger wave, that person becomes a part of the true ancestor. To simplify, it becomes a doll. The problem is, there's no reason for their vampiric impulses. There's no reason, so there's no way to stop it. The fatal flaw in an otherwise perfect existence. You can call it a terminal illness. Anyway, they live by resisting their urge to drink blood. It isn't a matter of using the mind to put up with it. They use all their powers to resist this urge and seal it within themselves by force. By using their enormous power on themselves, they are suppressing the vampiric impulse. But if something external causes them to lose their power, what do you think happens to their ability to suppress it? If something external causes them to lose their power, such as receiving a wound which requires power to heal, or using power to regenerate after being killed completely. So let's say she has 10 units of power, and say she uses 7 of them to resist the urge to drink blood, resist the urge to drink blood inside her. But if For some reason, she loses 5 out of those 10 units. Then even if she uses all of her remaining power, she can only use 5 units of power to resist. It's not enough. Then, what will it take away from her? And what happens to the true ancestors who couldn't resist, Senpai? They drink human blood, of course. After that, nothing. Once they give in, they can only keep on falling. Once a true ancestor knows the taste of blood, I hear the urge becomes many times more painful than before. As a result, they aren't able to resist the urge anymore. And when that happens, they become the dreaded demon lords. True ancestors are certainly a superior race, but since they bind themselves to resist the vampiric impulse, they can never utilize their full powers. Once they fall, there's no longer the need to restrain themselves. Then, they just become demons which suck human blood for their own pleasure. I remember how Arcueid appeared earlier. Her bloodshot eyes, her wild breathing, her breath assailing my neck. Lies! That's a lie, because she certainly said she's scared of drinking blood. Yes, she's scared. Because once she does it, she knows she won't be able to stop. If there's any salvation, it's that the urge is instantaneous. The true ancestors keep just one subordinate, for the time the urge gets too great to suppress. That's the beginning of those so-called dead apostles. They are something that is already dead. A vampire kept alive for the sake of easing the pain of the true ancestors. That is the form of the vampire in this city. But she doesn't have such a thing. No. Until now. She never... Oh, is that her talking still? I don't know. She never needed one. That's Seal. Fuck. Special among the true ancestors, she was able to resist this vampiric impulse using her will alone. Then there's no problem. Once her wound heals, once her body returns to normal, she can resist it, right? Technically. But there's a limit, Tohno-kun. The vampiric impulse has no end, and it will not go away. The resisted urges which build up again and again will eventually overflow their vessel. The longer they live, the larger the vampiric impulse in them gets. And when they can no longer restrain themselves with their own power, when the impulse overwhelms their power, their lives are ended by others. That is the lifespan for those without lifespans. But Arcueid is okay. She's just weak because of me, so after a few days she'll... perhaps. But she's reached her limit already. Even though she was only actually active for a few years, the amount of time of her existence does not change. The urge which has grown inside of her will soon consume her. There's no denying that now that it's not the time. Oh wait, no, excuse me. There's no denying that now is not the time. Arcueid's life cannot be saved. Thump. For the first time. Not because of my anemia, but someone else's words. Everything starts to fade away in a haze of dizziness. What does it mean? Even though she knows she's past her limit, she's still hunting vampires here. It's odd. No matter how I think of it, it's odd. It's all lies. Because if she knew she's at her limit, then why would she hunt vampires for our sake? She deals with them not for our sakes, but because it is her purpose. Purpose? Who decided that? Probably the other true ancestors. She was born in the 12th century, when there were many fallen true ancestors. The true ancestors could not ignore their fallen kin, nor the dead apostles increasing in number. That's why they created something solely for killing. Without a need for anything else, the most pure true ancestor created for punishment. That is the true ancestor called Arcueid. She's like a nuclear missile without a mind of its own. Once she leaves the castle, her target is definitely destroyed. Thump. This dizziness again. She should stop saying that. She's a person. Talking about her like she's some sort of weapon makes me mad. No, she is a weapon. In the first place, she existed only for that purpose. So it seems like now there's something wrong with her. It is the first time I've seen her talk like that. She never spoke any words before. What? Hold on. Never spoke? That's odd. Because she never does anything extra. From long ago, for the past hundreds of years, she's lived that way. Ever since she was born into the old castle amongst the mountains, ever changing. Thump. My heartbeat. And this dark dizziness. What is this? This unknown scenery. These memories I've never had. They start to fill my vision. The wide castle courtyard. The unadorned grassy field inside the solitary castle. The white girl stares blankly up at the sky. She did not have any extra knowledge or freedom beyond what was needed for her purpose. She only goes outside when her target is determined. She gets taught only the information needed to definitely destroy the enemy. No one is there. No one to talk to. Not even another face to see. After killing her target, and when she returns to the castle, her taught knowledge is washed out, and she's taken to sleep. Oh, that's Seal talking. Without knowing anything, nothing other than killing vampires. There's nothing. Such as the fun of speaking with someone else. The precious moments of seeing someone else and greeting them. She was excluded from all of it. Her power was strong enough to defeat the fallen true ancestors. But it's ironic. She was so powerful that she was shunned by the rest of the true ancestors. Even while praising her as the princess, no one approached her. Even while giving her a castle, her world was only the dark basement. So there was nothing to give her any feelings. That's almost enough to make me pity her for living. A parody of life. She apparently has had no words or even time of her own. The true ancestors treated her only as a weapon. A weapon has no need for extra functions, such as baking bread or doing laundry. If you're going to put on extra functions, you would put on something more fit for a weapon, right? I was always taught never to do extra things. Yes, she has said that before. The reason for deciding everything for herself. For having those empty eyes. That's why she never needed anyone else. No, maybe she never knew about it. All they wanted of her was to be a superior killing machine. That's why she doesn't know anything. I don't mean something big like the meaning of life, but not even the small joy of living just normally. She was always so cheerful. Even trivial things made her so happy. Even though I thought she was always like that. But I was horribly wrong. She really was just enjoying those simple things. She must have enjoyed those things so much. Because it's so fun. I never thought about how life could be fun just by living. Like it was an uneasiness that she couldn't understand. The classroom filled with red setting sun, where she asked me those questions with a reserved voice. Even though Arcueid has existed for so long, she knows less about living than we do. If you convert it to the time she is allowed to move freely, it's amazingly short. Her lifetime was spent almost entirely in sleep. Most likely a deep, dark sleep. Really. I have enough fun just talking, you know. After dealing with all the fallen true ancestors, she did not leave the castle. Having fulfilled her purpose, the true ancestors sought to educate her properly. However, she could not be free. Because of a slight mistake, she ended up killing all the true ancestors remaining in the castle. Maybe the one that taught her how to kill vampires really did finish her job until the very end. In the end, she was left alone. After killing all the true ancestors, she sealed herself up in the castle. In the empty castle of the true ancestors, bound with 1,000 chains. Whenever Roa is reborn, she awakens from her sleep and moves around for a short time. In the middle of that fixed world, she never said a single word. That's why she's a killer down to her very core. Even though the true ancestors, which bound her now, are gone, she still wanders with the sole purpose of killing vampires. She probably does not have any other fun. That's a lie. It's not what made her happy. I wasn't watching anything. Like her words, or her happy face. If only I looked closer, I would have known of it. I never realized how alone she was until now. All the things we feel and take for granted, such as talking with a friend about meaningless things, or the fun that lets you forget time. At the end of the day, lying down on a bed in the peacefulness of just staring at the ceiling. To her, those unimportant things were priceless moments of happiness. All of it. What is misery? It's her not knowing how miserable she is. Such a terrible, almost comical solitude should not exist. Lies. All of it. Enough with all these difficult things. I never knew she felt such happiness from trivial things. If I could let her know that such things were things she could always enjoy, that would have been such a great... Tohno-kun? Her voice returns my vision to normal. What's wrong? You suddenly went quiet and spaced out. Are you listening? No. Sorry. I don't remember. I heard you speaking, but it felt like someone else was talking. Senpai nods doubtfully. In other words, it's okay. I don't care what she did or what she's like. I can't leave her alone any longer, so I'll be going. Turning away from Senpai, I start to walk towards the city. Tohno-kun! Once a true ancestor fails to suppress the vampiric impulse, there's no hope for recovery. If she appears in front of you, it means she came to drink your blood. I think what she says is the truth for her. But it's a different truth than mine. That's not true. Because she hasn't drunk blood yet. No. If I had not stopped her, she would have drunk your blood. You're wrong. Because she stopped. Arcueid was fine. That's why even if you didn't stop her, the result would have been the same. Yes, certainly. She stopped right then. So, you're going to be on her side no matter what, Tohno-kun? Yeah. Sorry, Senpai. Senpai doesn't answer. I think I hear her sigh. We may end up fighting, you know. Maybe. But I won't apologize, Senpai. There's no response from Senpai. Just her presence getting farther away. Disappearing footsteps. Without turning around, I head towards town, surrounded by night. There's no one in the main street. Not Arcueid. Not even just regular people. Damn. This is the same as last night. I don't have any way of finding her. Right now, even though I want to see her so badly, I don't have any means. Even though she's in so much pain, I can't help her at all. Damn it! I'm so irritated, it drives me nuts. Somehow, I have to... find her somehow, or else I won't. Or else I can't move forward. I gasp painfully. Even though I ran through the city, I don't see her. My body's exhausted, and I can't get enough air. I breathe harder. The scar on my chest throbs with my heartbeat. Until now, I've never hated this fragile body this much. I hungrily breathe in air. I can't find her. I won't find her just by running around aimlessly like this. I struggle for breath. If I have any chance of finding her, it would be... Okay. So, the last time we went to Arcueid's room, it didn't work out, and then I got a bad ending. Rush to the same alley as last night, though? I won't find her just by running around aimlessly. Yeah, I feel like 1 and 3 are just like dead ends. So I'll wait here in the park, even though that seems kind of anticlimactic. I'll stay here. We promised. We promised to meet here. We still haven't fulfilled our promise for tonight. To meet here. And to fight together. So, if I can't break this promise, and if she thinks it's important too, Arcueid will come back here. I can only continue to believe in her, and wait here. Time passes by. The clock ticks mechanically, recording the passing of each second. I feel like I'm drowning. My body doesn't want to wait a minute longer. Just sitting here, waiting, seems like the utmost in idiocy, and I want to run off and search for her again. But my heart is calm. Even though my body urges me to hurry, my heart remains calm. I continue waiting, staring up at the moon. It's horribly quiet. No sounds, as if the night froze everything. A quiet stillness, as if Arcueid and I were the only ones in the entire world. If I can stay in such a place, then it isn't painful at all to wait for any amount of time. So, right now, I'm drowning in bliss. Only time passes by. Just 2 hours until dawn. If the day breaks, Arcueid and I will probably never see each other again. And time just passes by. And then, like a white rabbit in the snow, she unexpectedly arrives in the park. Arcueid doesn't say anything. With downcast eyes, she doesn't make a move to come closer. Arcueid! I call out to her. She doesn't respond, or even look in my direction. I can't speak. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I can say to make her smile again. Right now, I feel like any words coming out of my mouth will only make her sadder. Time seems to stretch for eternity. In reality, the ticking of the clock can't have happened even close to 1,000 times. Arcueid lifts her head, looking as if she's watching a dream. You wouldn't go home at all, Shiki. So, I came here because I couldn't leave you alone. Even though I really was thinking of going back to my room. She hesitates as she speaks, but she says this in her usual cheerful manner. Of course I wouldn't go back. Didn't I say I'd keep my promise? I still haven't been of any help tonight. That's enough. You don't have to do that anymore. Enough? Just what's enough, Arcueid? Doesn't it go without saying? It's just that I'm a vampire, and you're a human, Shiki. I didn't have any right to receive help from you. I didn't understand that earlier. And I would have ruined you if I went a bit farther. That's why. It's enough, she whispers. What are you saying all of a sudden? I was ready for that from the time I agreed to help you. I understood far better than you that you were a vampire. Knowing that, I still said I'd help you. This is nothing I can agree with. Arcueid, you don't need to worry about what happened earlier. You were just tired and weak. I'm an idiot, so I couldn't realize your lie. You weren't in pain because of your wounds, but because of your vampiric impulses, right? Senpai told me all about it. That woman. Since when did agents from the burial agency become so talkative? Less with hate, and more with exhaustion. Arcueid gives a deep sigh. I heard it all from Senpai, so I'll be direct. I don't see any problem, Arcueid. You're in pain now, but you'll return to normal in a few days, right? So, you don't need to worry. And about before, even though you were in so much pain, you held yourself back, didn't you? So, it's all right. Let's just continue like we were until now. With some difficulty, Arcueid smiles weakly. Shiki, you don't understand at all. It's useless to do this. Even now, I want to drink your blood. But you only think that. Then try hard and resist it. Haven't you tried so hard like that until now? That's true. Until now, I've held myself back. No, I was able to. But I guess it's useless now. Even though the only meaning for my existence is to hunt other vampires, I did a lot of extra things. If I didn't know anything, I never would have thought of wanting anything. If I didn't rely on you and pursued the enemy by myself, it would have been all right. It would have been okay if she was by herself. Is she serious? Does she seriously believe that? With such a sad face, with such a sad voice, with such a solitary appearance, and on the verge of collapse. It just pisses me off. Snap out of it, you idiot! What? Don't be ridiculous. What do you mean if you pursued the enemy by yourself, it would have been all right? Because it was impossible by yourself. Because you finally realized there are things you can't do by yourself. You asked me for help, right? Then rely on me till the very end. I'll help you. No matter what happens, I'll help you, so... Don't look like that. Don't say those things. Finally, if you finally realize that life is fun, please don't simply give up on such happiness. Shiki, are you crying? Like hell I am. Why would I cry over you? It's just... she's saying such stupid things. It makes me so angry that my emotions are going crazy. Anyway, we'll continue searching for the vampire, okay? If we can defeat this Roa guy, then you can get some rest. Then everything is solved. There aren't any problems at all. With terribly peaceful eyes, she gives a quiet nod. But it's too late for me, Shiki. You said I held myself back before, but I really didn't. Back then, I only stopped because you became afraid of me. Many people have been afraid of me, like a monster, so I didn't feel anything when hated or feared. But it really is strange, you know? I really didn't want you to look at me like I was a monster. But I am a monster, no matter how you look at me. She forces out a dry laugh. No, it just happened so fast. I was just surprised. That's a lie. That's a lie I can't even fool myself with. Arcueid painfully looks away. Sensei told me before that you'll only hurt the other person you tell lies that you can't even deceive yourself with. That's why I stopped for an instant. I was scared of you looking at me like that. I would break apart if you looked at me like that in the future, too. So, I won't see you anymore. What? Let's say goodbye here, Shiki. We probably associated too much with each other. She swiftly turns around. She says this while trying not to look at me. Associated too much, huh? Maybe that's true. For both me and Arcueid. If we never knew much about each other, this never would have happened. I would have just returned to my normal life, and she'd have probably kept going on by herself. You're right. Maybe we have associated too much already. But I think we're fine like that. Because isn't always being by yourself lonely? Arcueid doesn't answer. She looks so vulnerable. I want to embrace her and support her. And to be honest, I've really enjoyed these past few days. Fuck. Shit. Okay. I guess I'll just dub over it in the edit. God damn it. Oh well. And to be really honest, I've really enjoyed these past few days. I almost died, but it wasn't all that bad. So let me help you until the very end. How could I sleep if I knew I left you alone? No, you don't have to worry about me. I will kill Roa, no matter what. I will destroy him, even if it kills me. You've done enough already, Shiki. This city will soon return to normal, so you don't have to worry about me anymore. Her voice, as she fades away from me, has no trace of her usual brightness. I can't bear this anymore. I'm going to stop acting like this. Idiot! That's not what I'm worried about. Saying that, I draw closer to her. Arcueid tries to escape. I grab her arm from behind and make her turn around. Shiki! Since you don't understand me unless I'm direct, I'll be direct. Look, I didn't agree to help you to stop the vampire in this city. I really don't have any fine ideals such as protecting the city I live in. Right. I was only fooling myself. The reason isn't anywhere near to being that noble. I just like you. I wanted to help you, so I agreed to help you. So now, I just can't leave you. I reveal it all, and I embrace Arcueid straight on. Oh. Her gasp isn't one of resistance. She simply stands there in astonishment, accepting my embrace. Thump. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to drink my blood. Shiki, it hurts. My arms hurt. Thump. That'll make it even. Because I... Thump. Oh, hey, Dognote, what's up? I've always wanted you too. Wait, fuck, I forgot. Who's speaking? I forget. I'm always consumed with passion just hearing your heartbeat. Thump. From her arms I hold. From her body up against mine, I can feel the beating of her heart. No, Shiki. That's just... For right now, it's only a whim of yours. Thump, thump. Just hearing this sound makes me want to hug her to death. Even so, if I love you right now, Arcueid, that is my truth. I don't care about what happens later. Thump. Or do you hate me? Thump. The heartbeat skips. No! I can't answer that. The heartbeat stops. In its place, her arms wrap around my back like falling rain. At first just gently, then hard as if answering me. Her arms squeeze my body into hers. Our embrace lasted only an instant. I don't even know which one of us separated first. But as if we planned it, we both let go. She blushes, looking away. There's only about an hour until dawn. The night ends. So does Arcueid's time. But I can't bear parting with her anymore. If it can be forgiven, right now, I want to... Close to what? Close to what, Zero? What do you mean? They're just gonna play Scrabble, right? Perhaps a game of Connect 4? While they talk about politics? Can we go to my room? If you say you're going to protect me, I don't want you to go back. A hesitant voice. Even I can understand what she means. Nodding wordlessly, I walk with Arcueid towards her room. Yeah, that's right. They're just gonna play Mario Party. Didn't the new Mario Party just come out for the Nintendo Switch? Alright, that's about enough playing with fire. What time is it? Okay, actually... I hate to do this to you all, but I think we're actually going to stop here. I think this is a good place to stop, actually, to be honest. Hold on, let me save. There we go. Okay. So... Alright. So... Thoughts. This game is 100,000% a product of its time and culture. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's a little too much. But yeah, like, it's tough because the non-consensual element of the stuff that we skipped contextually is explained away, but context is an intangible element of story that you can change based on the whim of the writer. So, and it doesn't necessarily feel like that was representative of anything or circling back to some theme. Whereas the stuff with Seal and the stuff with Arcueid now felt a little bit more purposeful. So, yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's from the year 2000 or some shit, right? 2000, 2002 or something. She still got to Arcs. Yep, pretty much. I need another LaCroix. So, yeah, we will be back to Wednesday with more Tsukihime. We'll be skipping a little past, I think. We will not leave exactly where we left off. I'll give you the gist. Alright. Just TLDR, it is safe for work? Is it actually? For real? Or is it a situation where, like, I could make a choice to make it not safe for work or safe for work? Or is it something like that? Because if it's safe for work, I don't, like, it wouldn't be... Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Nina. Yeah, this has been so much fun, doing these streams. I've been trying to find some type of way to, like, I don't know, use the skills I learned in my acting classes or something. And, like, I just otherwise don't really have a lot of patience with visual novels. So doing it in this particular way, where I can, like, make content and interact with people and do all the... It's a lot of fun, and it's just really cool. No, it's completely NSFW. I'm being started to make it SFW. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, all right. Okay. You can just show your face cam while you progress through it. Maybe, Dogno. Maybe we'll do that. Just upload, like, Weeb reacts to sex. And it's just me going, like... Alrighty. Guys, thank you for dropping by. I immensely appreciate it. We will be back Wednesday, 12 p.m. EST for more Tsukihime. I really want this 12 p.m. slot to be consistent. I keep getting up later than I want to. It's just because, like, I'm working and then doing this and then working. I will get the hang of it. I've been eating healthier and working out. Been getting more energy, so trying to live more positively and produce more things and work harder and make more money. And things have been working out. To be honest, I had been in a slump even before the pandemic, and the pandemic got me out of a really, really bad situation, but didn't exactly help things. And it was something clicked this year that made me just like get out of it. And I've been getting better since then. So I'm making progress, and I'm happy that you guys are, to a certain extent, are part of that. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for following. And we will be continuing to do this for this foreseeable future. More Tsukihime, more routes, more Type Moon, more Fate Stay Night, more visual novels. I love doing this. This is awesome. And I'm not giving up on fighting games either. I will also do like fighting game stuff every once in a while.